Hi, it's Tamika, and I'm here to actually give my 2-week post-op update. I had surgery 2 weeks ago on November 9th. Today I actually went in to see my doctor for my 2-week checkup. There were a couple of things that he actually discussed with me. One of them, the most important to me, actually was having the ability to go ahead and start exercising. So he did give me the okay to go to the gym, said that I can do the bike, I can do treadmill, and he preferred that I start off with aerobic type exercise opposed to circuit weight training. So I was okay with that and pretty excited. So the other thing that I was excited about was the fact that I can now move to stage 3, the beginning of stage 3, which is eggs, deli meat, fish, and things that are soft. And he told me to, of course, introduce one thing at a time. And I was really excited about that because I have been wanting some egg salad since the night that I had surgery. So I had surgery that morning, but that night I was sort of craving egg salad. So 2 weeks later, I'm now at the point where I can actually have egg salad. And I had some today too, by the way. I'll tell you about that in a minute. Now, one thing that he said that was a little weird, and I can laugh about it now, but at the time it wasn't so funny. So he tells me to lay back, and he's feeling my incisions. One of them is a little buckled, and he said, oh, it's okay, it'll heal okay. And it's actually a lot better today than it was last week when I first took off the surgical tape. So he told me don't worry about that, it'll be okay. And he's feeling around so he feels the incision where my port is. And he said, well, one thing that I have to tell you is that when you get your initial feel, it might be a little difficult to get to your port. And I said, well, why? And he goes, well, there was a thick amount of fat tissue. And he sort of said it when he was walking towards the sink to wash his hands. And I sat up and I looked and I was like, what was thick? He said, I said, did you say I had thick fat? And he said, yeah. So I don't know, that was a little strange to me. And I know that I'm chunky, but I never thought that, the meat, I don't know, the thickness from my actual stomach muscle to my skin was thick. Anyway, I'm over it now and I can chuckle, but at the time it was like I was a little bit of, I was devastated. Anyway, I don't know if I've ever mentioned this before, but my doctor is about 2 hours away. So it's in the hospital's in South San Francisco that I've been going to for the bariatric program for my insurance up here in Northern California. Because I don't know if I've ever mentioned that before. So I say all that to say I didn't have breakfast this morning, and by the time I got done with my appointment, I was hungry, and I knew that it was going to take 2 hours for me to get home. I was cleared to be able to eat something, and so I thought, let's go across to there's like a diner across from the hospital, and I've gone there before when I've had appointments and all day sort of visits there at the hospital. So we went over there, and on the menu there was a sandwich. It was tuna and deviled egg. So in the end, it was a scoop of tuna salad and a scoop of egg salad. And so I was able to get the both of both worlds because I had been wanting some tuna as well. So I told the lady, hold the bread. I don't need the bread. I want just the tuna and the egg salad. And I took a picture of what my plate looked like before I started eating, and a picture of what my plate looked like after I finished eating, when I was full to the point of feeling like if I would have eaten a little bit more, not that I thought I was going to PB or anything like that, but just I felt I was full. And so I was able to enjoy that. Now, I'll cut to some things that really got me through the first 2 weeks, and I'll actually put some pictures in of my most favorite meal over the past 2 weeks was a fourth a cup of yogurt and a fourth cup of cottage cheese. And that seemed to, I guess because I had the texture from the cottage cheese, that was satisfying and good to me. So I'll put a picture of what that plate looked like. One of the other things that helped me is that I use a baby plate and baby spoons, and that's what I eat from when I'm here at home. One of the things that I found today on my way out of the hospital, I stopped into the pharmacy and I found this food and exercise journal. And it's actually a companion guide to the Calorie King. I don't know if you guys have ever seen that. The book that goes through and tells you all the calorie count for like all the fast foods and just basic food. I love that book. I always flip through and I'm always amazed at things that I've eaten that, you know, just are filled with tons of calories. So that's a really helpful tool. And what you're going to do with this is just go ahead and add every time. So there's like a Monday, and there's breakfast, lunch, dinner, snack, and then there's also a section where you can write down your exercise. There are columns for you to include the calorie count, fat, carb, or protein. So I thought this would be good for me to actually track the proteins. Not so much worried about carbs, because my plan is to stay away from them as much as possible. I know that there's some carbs in vegetables and fruit and stuff like that, and I won't be able to completely stay away from it, but you know, I'm not planning on eating any breads and rice and pastas and those types of things. They're pretty much on the restricted list of foods that I'm supposed to eat anyway, as far as my dietitian is concerned. So I just wanted to share this with you guys. I had been trying to track a lot of that stuff online, but now that I'm back working and knowing the fact that sometimes I'll be out of the house, I think it would be good to actually have a journal that I'm writing in. So I'm looking forward to using this. Another thing is this Isopure. Okay, so I talked about the plate and the spoon that I use, and this is an example of it. How I'm feeling, all in all, I'm feeling really good. My energy level is back up. My breathing is back to where it was before surgery. Not regretting, you know, my decision to actually have the surgery. I didn't have any, you know, excess pain. There was some soreness, of course, the first day. I'm looking at the time now, and you know, I'm thinking this time 2 weeks ago, I was sitting on the side of the bed trying to figure out how to get up to go to the bathroom because the pain in my stomach muscles was so bad, and I didn't want to call the nurse, or I think I called her and she was taking too long and I had to go. So, you know, I kept counting to like 10 over and over again to get myself mentally ready to actually get up. So I'm glad that I'm beyond that stage. I'm able to get up and down and move around just fine. There are times when my clothing touch my incisions a little bit too much or brush up against it, and it just might irritate me a little bit, but nothing's hurting as far as my incisions are concerned. I might go ahead and take a picture of them just to show you what they look like. But other than that, it's been a good 2-week experience. I've learned a lot from everybody's videos, and you know, I just look forward to continuing to post my experience throughout this process, so that people who are either considering the surgery or newbies who have just had the surgery will be able to just sort of see inside my life and my process. So thank you guys for viewing, and I hope to talk to you soon. Bye.